West Virginia is making an aggressive play to become the next hub for big tech, positioning itself as an alternative to neighboring Virginia's booming data center alley. In February, it was announced that a new high-impact intelligence center is expected to be built in Berkeley County, backed by a $4 billion investment from a D.C. area real estate firm. And joining me in studio today to talk about really what this means for the state is West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey. Governor,
good to be with you. Thank you.
Good to have you here. So, okay, I've got to ask you, you're calling this a high intelligence data center. Why the rebrand?
Well, look, I think a lot of people don't always know how incredible these opportunities are and what they're doing. This is part of everyday life. The apps that you use, all the things that you rely on for modern technology are transferred within these data centers, these intelligence centers. So we just want to let people know that these are things that if you do them correctly, they can be incredible value added for the community.
Is there genuinely something new or different? Or, I mean, essentially a high intelligence data center is a data center, yes?
Yeah, it is, but I think the broader point is that we're trying to emphasize in West Virginia, we're going to do it differently, but we're going to do it correctly. Okay. So a lot of times the arguments that come out against data centers in terms of cost that may be passed on to consumers, not in West Virginia. We've actually ensured that that cost is borne by the data centers, by the hyperscalers. Second, we're trying to protect water and we're trying to make sure that the setbacks are done in a different way, but very positively. But we're streamlining it, so the state is working closely with the communities and the people coming in to make sure that these aren't so scary things. They're going to actually be huge value-added entities for the community.
We have a lot to dive into. I wanted to ask you quickly because the money behind this is coming from Penzance, which is a private firm out of Reston, Virginia. And you know, some of the questions we've been seeing, they're investing $4 billion essentially in the state of West Virginia.
Yeah.
Why not in their own state? What are you doing differently that is
I think one thing we're doing differently is that we're actually doing things the right way, that a lot of people are saying absolutely not. We're saying that when you want to build a new facility, you're actually going to have really good access to your water. You're going to actually have the setbacks, the trees, the noise done correctly. That's what's angered a lot of people in Virginia and other places. We're going to do it correctly in West Virginia. That's very attractive. And second, we're going to make sure that the resources that come in when they're invested, they're going back to the people. What a lot of folks don't realize is that half the revenue coming in is in terms of going from the property tax value is going to come right back to the citizens of the state in terms of lower income tax. Big
I gotta stop
win.
you there. So this was one of the major questions I wanted to talk to you about. So the money coming back to the residents is something. So data center legislation, House Bill 2014.
Sure.
Walk me through some of this, because essentially what we were seeing, and one of the complaints that we're seeing constituents say in Berkeley County specifically, is that, you know, quite a bit of the revenue would go out of the county specifically. So can you address that?
Yeah, absolutely. So actually, prior to this time, West Virginia has had 0 data centers. So there was actually 0 property tax revenue coming into the counties. And so with this new legislation, there's an opportunity for entities to start to come in. So by creating the framework, what we're doing is now saying the counties are going to get 40 cents on every dollar, plus make sure that the schools are addressed and the localities are addressed. It's a huge, huge win. So the counties are doing better than they ever would have, and it's not even close. Well, some of the new numbers coming in would suggest these centers are going to generate tens of millions of dollars of revenue they never would have received.
Under your own legislation, though, what I'm looking at, I need you to help me understand that, because under your own legislation, House Bill 2014, it diverts all but 30% of the tax revenue to the state. So the state of Virginia maybe, you know, gets a bit more of that pie, but the county that it is in specifically, so Berkeley County, which is a beautiful place, by the way, we're hearing residents saying, look, the money you're talking about, that tax money, is not all going to go to them, right?
So I think there's a big misunderstanding. Imagine that you have 0, right? These are the first entities coming in because of the new law. They would not have any entities coming in without the new law. So if you're going to get 0, but then you're going to end up getting 40% total, 30% for the originating county, 10% spread across the state, you're actually going to be doing so well compared to what you would have done. Because if you're getting 0 revenue in, and then you're getting tens of millions of dollars in every year, that's a big plus. So that's one of the myths, the misnomers
Well,
that people are pushing
I
out
think
there.
people are seeing that as a bad business decision, 30% of the tax revenue to that county. Quickly, before we have to
No,
let
but
you
just
go.
to be clear, that's 30% of a very large number compared to 100% of zero.
But if you're
Big
a
difference.
county resident saying, listen, this is my community, my environment, my water, my neighborhood, and you're only getting the trade out.
To be really clear, if you're going to get zero and now you're going to get 30% of a big number, that's a big plus. Second, every one of the complaints coming in, this is before anything has even begun. Every entity has to comply with local noise, with the water, with the air. These are going to be done the right way. They're going to be arguably done better than any state across the country. So a lot of the complaints are just fear that people don't know what's going on.
Because are you being transparent enough?
Of course we are, very transparent.
Because in a meeting on March 20th, one of the things that we're hearing from residents is they're saying, listen, we want growth, we want the economy, we don't feel that there's transparency. And so you would say, as we put a bow on this interview because we're running out of time, what would you say to either ease their minds on this?
I would say that the process is going forward where I'll be doing town halls. We'll be talking about it. There's an application process. No one's filed for the first permit yet. So a lot of people are spreading myths. But if people look at it and they watch the process go by, there's going to be compliance with every law. I'm going to make sure of it. I'm going to protect the water. We're going to protect the air. We're going to make sure we have incredible numbers of jobs and new capital investment. It's going to address all the issues.
Heavy on
and the only thing I
promise,
would
light
say
on
is
detail.
that as this
Yes.
it's brand new.
And for example, jobs.
Ma'am, with all due respect, it's a brand new investment. And when you have a brand new investment and they haven't even applied for the permits, it's premature to shoot it.
Well, lastly, and we can leave it here, jobs. You said 1,000 construction jobs, 125 longer term jobs. Can you guarantee that those 125 jobs will go to West Virginians? On camera while I've got you here.
Well, I think a significant number are going to go to West Virginians. We're very excited about that. Whenever you're in a border state, there's no guarantee that 100% because people live in different places. But what I would say,
contractually set it up so some do?
What I would say is that we expect significant percentages of the jobs to be out of West Virginia. And we also expect, because as the Virginia economy is starting to decline, especially the competitive advantage we have with the new legislature and the new governor moving in the wrong direction from a tax and a business perspective, we think there are going to be opportunities for more businesses to move to West Virginia.
Can I get a commitment? 70% on those jobs going to West Virginia?
What I'm saying is there's going to be a significant amount. What I would tell everyone is that we're beginning the process now. There's going to be an opportunity, and my promise to people is that you're going to have clean water, we're going to have the clean air, we're going to do everything the right way. There's going to be the full transparency, but people have to realize when you make an announcement and they haven't even filed for one permit, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not just fear the concept of it. Let's watch it in practice and let us prove that we'll do it right. West Virginia is going to do it right. I'm excited about that.
We're looking forward to talking to you more about this, and we're looking forward to hearing from residents too. So please reach out to us. Let us know what you think about this. West Virginia Governor Patrick Morrisey, thank you for the time and the conversation this morning.